Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Want to ride longer? Tired of a sore and achy ass? Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full lineup of butt buffer seat cushions. Okay, so I'm going to read something to y'all to get this episode going. This was a post in the Patron member-only private Facebook group from one Brad Johnston from the Redmond, Oregon area. He recently hosted the first ever West Coast Patron member meetup, unsanctioned, because I had nothing to do with it. Other than we went, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But here's what he says. PNW, which is Pacific Northwest Lab Meetup Summary. 19 bikes, 27 people, 197 miles traveled together, 25 pounds of pulled pork eaten. And for the record, Sturgis Jeff here was responsible for 20 pounds of that 25.
That's right. At least. Is that all it was? I thought it was better than that.
8 people crammed into the pickup.
Oh.
We got a story about that. A whole lot of beer and whiskey drank. A whole bunch of new friends. Amen, Brad. Unlimited smiles. A support team my wife assembled that was second to none. Amen. I agree to the awesome support team. Thank you all for assistance offsetting the costs. That was unexpected and appreciated. How about that? Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. All right, let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
We got Sturgis Jeff in here. We got the return of Sturgis Jeff. We got Popeye. It's been a while.
Been a while.
Since Popeye's been in here, too.
Been a while since we've been together on one.
It has. Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Always a good dynamic, as you all know, so hang on. You never know what's going to happen here. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%ers, baby.
Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by being here, by listening later, if you're here live, whether you like it or not. I know you like it. You're part of what we call hashtag
the Biker Revolution, bitches.
Sturgis Jeff has just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Mount up and let Sturgis Jeff take you
on another wild-ass ride.
Picking it up. There you go. All right, here we are. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
There you go. That's right. Been a while. Sturgis Jeff. Happy to have him. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Popeye here. They rode down today about 95 to 100 degrees. They rode down from the Wenatchee, Washington area to be here to do this live event for you guys. So nice. And thanks for everybody being here. This is a live patron member only live video broadcast and chat. We love our patron members. You got to get involved. It's a good time. Get signed up if you're not already, because really by the time, depending on where I put this, it may be like September, October before the regular podcast listeners would ever hear this. But all you patron members get it here live. Also remember that I also take this, so if you can't be here live, if you're working, you got other obligations, you still get it months before everybody else. I mean, literally like up to 3-4 months now, because I will post the audio and the video in the back end of your Patron account. So make sure you're always signing into Patron, see what's there for you. You'll only have access to it if you're mid-level or above. So we put that in. Then on the back end of this, on the tail of this podcast that's live, we're going to do another one, but it's not going to be live, but it's going to be recorded via video and audio. And I'll also tomorrow or the next day sometime upload that one. So even if we're not doing them live, you're getting all this stuff in your Patron accounts, mid-level and above. You get that the content. Like Popeye was saying earlier, we did the oil sumping the oil transfer, which are big issues right now. We're not going to get into it on this episode, but Sturgis Jeff is experiencing some of that, and Popeye wants to know because he has a bike that's affected. And I'm like, I'll just send you the audio file. But you guys have it because it's in your Patron account, so you're getting all that up-to-date information well before the public. So thank you both for being here. That is what the episode's about. And it'll be fun because some of the folks that were, Brad did make it. He said he was camping earlier. He didn't know if he'd be back. So Brad, the legend down there in Redmond, Oregon, is going to be in here to kick in. So
The chief.
Yeah, the chief, applause. She's listening with, all right. So I think that he means she's listening too. So, all right. So we're going to break it down. Not only just the event, but we had some interesting, funny stuff as usual. Whenever this group travels together, we have some interesting, funny stuff.
No.
Never. It's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. So we'll get into that real quick. A new free video, and then we're going to get right into this. Wolfman Black Hawk Adventure Tank Bag review and install on a Kawasaki KLR 650. All of you adventure guys that are listeners, we're getting more into that. Of course, we're always going to do street. That's our bread and butter, but a lot of us are getting into the adventure stuff. Anyways, it's a pretty cool tank bag. I've used the hell out of it and did some really rough riding, and it's really starting to show its wear and dirt, but it's holding up good. Anyways, I'll link to it in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode this number. And again, the Wolfman Black Hawk Adventure tank bag, if you're into the adventure type stuff. Now, we love our sponsors up front, 03D, Rick Rack, all that kind of stuff. You know what? But these people also are amazing, and some of our newest patron members that are also sponsors of this episode, whoever wants to take it.
We'd like to thank Matt Sherman of Milton, Wisconsin, Joel, I'm assuming it's Joel, not Joel, but Joel, Rico Bean. I think that's how that is?
That's how I'd have rolled with
Joel Rico Bean of Darien, Illinois, and Casimir.
I gave you the first one. Nice.
Adam Sick of Auburn, Michigan.
You want to take next three, Sturgis?
Can try. Apologies in advance, all right? Robert Malasek of Lakeside, California. Wally Duperon of Burnaby, British Columbia. Greg Green of Hampton, Virginia.
And all those three were top tier members. Finishing up, Denver Woods of Port Angeles, Washington, right here in Washington. George Hibbs of Goddard, Kansas, and Josh Martin of Cumming, Georgia. Man, I got the easy names on that one, guys.
Yeah,
you drew the short end of the stick.
I was trying to look ahead and see, because I know you've done that to me in the past. You'll set us up for failure.
I would never, ever have pre-planned things like that.
My apologies to Robert and Wally. I tried my best.
No, you did well.
Okay.
You did well. Our audience is used to it. So, we do the best we can with names. So let's dive right into this. We'll be monitoring the chat. Sturgis Jeff is up. Popeye's up. I'm up. I know you guys have a lot of conversations in the chat yourself. So have fun with that. That's always a good time here on this sunny, awesome afternoon here. Luckily, we got the AC cranked up. So Sturgis Jeff, first time in the studio here, the new studio.
The new one, yes.
Yep. Put that mic.
All right.
Yep. There you go. So you're talking in it. Yeah. So first time in the new studio, Sturgis Jeff, nice AC running in the background.
Yeah, I'm not leaving.
A far cry from the old studio and the
later on tonight. Yeah,
remember above in the bonus room?
That one. Yeah, getting here was the nice part on that one. That was so hot upstairs. Oh God.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yep, the good old days. We've come a long way. So, yeah, I forgot. It all blurs together. We've done so many episodes. I forgot Sturgis Jeff. And the last time Popeye was here, he reminded me the concrete pad in front had just got laid and he couldn't park on it yet because it was still curing. So yeah, much nicer environment. He got introduced to the urinal, the beer fridge, the water fridge, the drink fridge, ice, glasses, alcohol everywhere.
That's all I need.
It sounds bad, alcohol everywhere. Yeah. We have a nice selection, should I say. Oh, you know what you got to do?
What?
Run up and shut that bathroom door.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you know who's watching, dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on there.
I know, I haven't seen him on there. Yeah, we'll catch all kinds of stuff. We're trying to be professional here, people, and we don't want that bathroom open in the... David Schwartz calls, you want a beer? Well, Popeye's up?
Sure.
Yeah. Rock on. So... yeah, let's dive in. Yeah, dive in here. What were we going to say? Sorry.
You said David Schwartz, something about David Schwartz. You mentioned
from Israel. Yeah. So he always is making fun because he's also a photographer and he does.
Okay.
And so we have this eye for things, and I of all people should have an eye for that. But when I'm in here, it's my comfort zone and I forget it's just webcams and I'm like, whatever. But he's always busting my balls about if the bathroom door is open. He even sent me a little thing to auto close it. So it auto closes, but I can't do it because of the way the door is set up.
Maybe he can from Israel.
Yeah.
Push a button.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe.
He needs to work on it. David, get on that, would you?
Get on that. You've got to have something going
Help
on
Ryan
there.
out.
Yeah. So you met him. You remember you were in Salt Lake City with us? Did you go?
I was
no,
not.
that's right. That's
No, I
right.
did not.
Sorry.
No.
Never mind. So you didn't get a chance to meet him. So, all right. So here we go. Let's dive in day one. You guys, why don't you dive in and tell me your side of things, and then we'll just roll.
Day one for me, we took off from the Central Washington area up in the Wenatchee area with the folks I was riding down with. So
Hot day too, huh? It was like 95, 100
Yeah,
here.
it was. That's right. It was hot. So me, Sturgis, and it was just me and you.
Just us. Yeah.
Oh.
Just
Okay.
us two. And then we picked up Squid, and then we picked up
Ray.
We picked up Ray, who is a prospect with the club right now.
Mm-hmm.
We picked him up, and then we headed down and met everybody in the Tri-Cities, and we rolled into the Lab store down there. And that was my first time I'd been at the Lab store.
too.
So that was kind of cool to get in there and see what was going on there. Some quick bro hugs.
What did you think of the store? Was it what you thought it was, or was it different? The law-abiding biker store is an hour away, and go answer that. Sorry. I like talking over you.
Yeah. I'd seen some pictures, so it wasn't totally different. Very well organized. I will say BDK, he's anal about that shit, and he's got everything marked where it's at. He's got stuff put away, all neat. I mean, it's he's running a first class operation down there.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Aren't you set to pick up some more of that space there, too?
Yeah, we did. So
Okay.
when you guys went down there,
Yeah.
we just weren't moved into the extra space yet because we got to get the other tenants to move out. So yeah, we picked up another, what Jeff's talking about is we picked up another space down there adjacent to our current space as we're still expanding the lab store. And so it'll give the guys more room down there so they can actually move the office into like an office more space and then some additional space. And then they can open up this and even store more stuff. So yeah. It'll be interesting to see once we get that all cleared out. And they actually have that whole one side they're going to wall it off and they'll have that whole side of the building. So a little more secure too.
Nice. Yeah. So we, like I said, we hung out there for a few minutes, give us a quick tour of the store, had some cold water, and stole a beer out of the fridge that was there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The lab store policy, you can drink on everybody that works for lab. It's the only company you're encouraged to drink while you're working. Seriously, I love making my own policies.
Yeah. So I had a quick beer there, and then we hopped on the bikes. Originally, when we were planning this, it was how are we going to get down there? And God, we've all ridden 97 so many times, north to south, south to north, and so it's kind of let's figure out a different way to get down there this time. We'd rode 395 was it last year, or year before maybe, on
a couple
our summer
times back,
trip.
right?
We went to Boise that way on 395.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, 395.
And that was the first time any of us had been on 395, I believe, or dang near. Most of us had not been on 395. So I said, hey, let's take 395. We'd plan that out ahead of time. To 26 was the idea. But we left late because I worked the night shift, and so I got off a little bit early. But then BDK and Goat had to finish processing orders at the store, and they didn't want to roll out till around noon. And so that worked for me because of working nights. Some of us still have a job that we have to go to.
I had it off. I didn't hinder anybody.
Just rubbing it at every chance he gets.
I didn't hold up the show at all.
We're gonna have fun on the next episode. I want to hear about this retirement gig.
I'm having fun with it now.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I want to have fun vicariously through you. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So to clean up just a little bit, not clean up, but add. So I left by myself. Me, myself, and I. Nobody from the Sworn Few Mother chapter here could go at that time. So I rolled out of here alone to meet you guys down there. I was down there. I don't know. 45 minutes before you, just because I wanted to get some film and stuff. So yeah, go from there. Roll. So 395 also, the 395 section we're talking about, lots of sections of 395 in Washington. Mm-hmm. This particular section between I-84 and
Drops
south
out of Pendleton.
to 26.
Pendleton area.
Right? Okay.
South from Pendleton. And then we'd even, we're talking before we even left the store, we're like, do we just want to jump over to 97 and just hammer down and get there as fast as possible? Because we knew some of the guys were going to be trying to meet up. They'd put on a group me that was made for this meetup. They're going to try to go to a local watering hole. And so we're like, well, do we want to just hammer down and try to get down there? But if we're going to be riding that far, we decided, hey, let's take a scenic route. If they're there when we get there, we can meet up. We'll see how late it gets. So we decided to stick with 395, which was the plan. Came in first fuel stop there, Pendleton, I guess, huh? And tried to get some shade because it was hotter and shit, like you said.
Same place we stopped last time on the way to Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Same exact convenience store, yeah.
So, day one there. So Pendleton and then 395, jump into that nice country.
Explain this, and I want to hear Jeff's, because he had never ridden it either.
No, I had from
that section.
From Ukiah south. I'd not been on it. But I'd been down. The wife and I made a trip down there. We rode down one year, and we stayed in that little one-horse town, Ukiah, which is just, it's just to the left, about midway down, about a mile in there. We stayed there one night. We couldn't even remember which trip it was.
Okay, right. They all blur together.
Yeah, we'd stayed on Ukiah and then went east from there. So past that on 395 down to 26, I hadn't been on that.
It's awesome.
That's the portion of it that I hadn't been.
Glad you got to ride it.
Yeah.
I had done it the year before. You're right, Papa. That was my first time the year before.
Yeah.
So,
and it's beautiful area. I mean, there is some really great country in there. We stopped. We did not put the drone up. You were looking maybe at putting the drone up, but it was too windy, right?
No. This trip?
Yeah.
No, nobody mentioned it. I would have put it up, but I didn't.
It wasn't.
That would have put us behind. No, I never even looked at putting the.
Because I know what it was. The stop, we had to stop and you had to get a new battery in. That's what it was.
Oh yeah,
Remember
GoPro.
We pulled over up on the top of because it's a scenic byway in there, and so you had your GoPro and stuff going, and we running out of batteries and
pretty standard.
Yeah, some fantastic curves, nice high country. I mean, it is beautiful in there.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's a little best kept secret because last year riding it again, I had never ridden it until the Grand Canyon. I'm telling you guys, and you guys can give your perspective, but it is a little best kept secret. It is an amazing highway to ride. And it's nice because obviously you get up in the mountains, you get the cooler temperatures, but it is a wine, and not a lot of people talk about it. I don't know if it's in any of those publications, but it's one of those like little best kept secrets. I'm surprised more people don't talk about it. Very, very curvy, very windy. You get up into the forest and all the trees, and it cools down. It's curve after curve. Then you end up going along the river, and you're winding, and you can really have some fun on the twisties on that road. Go ahead.
Sorry, well, I was going to say one of the great things about it this time that we ran into a little bit of the problem the last time that we rode it was because we're still dealing with this COVID bullshit. All the campgrounds were closed in there.
Oh, true.
And so we weren't getting stacked up behind really any trailers or weren't any RVs on the road. So there was a lot less traffic through that area than before when all the campgrounds were open, and we couldn't move through there quite as well the last time. So this was a really even better ride just simply because so many of the campgrounds were closed, a lot less traffic.
Okay, Brad, can you hear me now?
Oh, he says you weren't talking on your mic loud enough, huh?
Yeah,
good.
Got a message from Brad here.
Way to go, Brad. Keep him honest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep him on that mic. He's got a softer voice.
It's been problematic. And, we talked about it before we started all this. So, yeah.
It's been problematic.
Okay. Give me a shout, Brad. How am I doing?
Yeah, give him a shout. There's about a 10-second delay, so he'll if he's not popping up right away, he will.
Okay. Well, I want to know now.
He didn't actually say to talk in your mic. He put it like this: Jeff needs to start making love to that mic!
Yeah, okay.
Exclamation point!
Yeah.
I sort of smoothed it over a little bit.
Did you? Okay.
What he meant.
Yeah, all right. That's funny.
That should do it, don't you think?
Yep. Yeah. No, you're sounding much better now. I was going to say something, but I hate to hound you all the time. So, all right. Move on, Popeye. What were you saying?
We continued on down the road. We were looking at. Sturgis had told me he wanted to go into, what was the name of that little town?
It's probably in here.
Because this is where the fuel thing, this was the little fuel issue that we got coming up here.
That's the town where, by the map, it looked like it went right into this town, but it didn't. When we hit that T-bone, it was off to the left.
What was the name of it?
Do I have it
we had
in here?
lunch there before. I don't see it because this is where when we went from 396 down the 396 T's, and then it's 26 goes east to west.
Yeah, it was before that. So let's just look it up. Let's do.
Start with a J.
Yeah, does it start? Well,
I don't think so.
Let's do. Let's just do this. Let's do. We're pulling up Google Maps, guys. Is what
Stand
we're doing.
by.
So stand by.
Real
Stand by.
debacle here.
So we're gonna get some directions, and then I'll drag that over, and then we're gonna swap that, and we're gonna go to. Let's just go to Redmond, Oregon, and then I'll be able to drag this. Can you guys see that?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll
John
drag-
Day.
John Day.
Okay.
Yep. So it's John Day.
Okay.
That's where we stopped.
Oh, so shit.
No,
Let's
we got
back
to
up
talk about the little.
Ukiah.
Yeah, Ukiah. That's what I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ahead of here.
Was it Ukiah?
I think
No.
so. That's where.
No. That's
No,
the town. That's the town I was telling you about. I hadn't been any farther south.
Oh, that's right.
Ukiah.
Yeah,
So
but where were all the little
John Day.
racers and
I'm
shit?
gonna-
That's where he's going, right?
Yes.
You're going to talk about that store that
Long
we
Creek,
stopped
right
at.
there. Long Creek,
Oh, is
guarantee,
that
because
where
I
I
have
got-
it on my documentary film.
Is that where I got the whiskey?
Yeah, that's where you got the whiskey.
That was a cool little stop.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, that was a cool little stop.
No, I didn't drink it.
Aside
while we were
from
there.
whiskey,
Okay, I just- yeah.
he didn't drink it. He guzzled it. He's retired.
Yeah.
He's wanted in 3 states already.
Yeah, well, it's in the future a lot. As far as what happened to that whiskey, I got this little tiny sip of it. And
Well,
it was gone.
you never tell Popeye that you bought whiskey. That's
No,
your.
don't
You
tell
don't know
any-
that by
Don't
now.
tell any of them that you bought whiskey.
Oh, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got passed around out there at the hotel.
Oh,
We'll
that's
get into that later.
right. Oh, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So Ukiah, no, it wasn't Ukiah. What was the name
Long
of the one?
Creek?
Long Creek. So we pulled into there.
One horse town.
Oh God, and there was like these. What would you describe those cars as? Like they're like a.
They're like rally racer
There
rat
you go.
cars,
Numbers, yeah.
right? Something like that. Like rally cars.
And what was the name on all of them? I never did Google that. It was something 500.
I have it on the. I
Probably got video of it
I have
somewhere.
lots of video of it. I've already.
I never Googled it because then on the way home I started seeing more and more cars with that name on them, and it's something 500. I don't know what it is.
It's some kind of
rally
desert
thing.
rally in Redmond, Oregon. I think it's like a
Not sure
desert
what-
rally.
Now they were locals, weren't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, some ratty old car. So the documentary film, by the way, for all you Patron members, I'll let you know that I am deep in editing it. I've had to back off because of a whole bunch of other obligations, but I'm actually about halfway through it. Now that sounds like a lot, but if you realize what it took me to get halfway through it, my goal was to get it out before Sturgis. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm going to try for you guys to get it out before Sturgis. So it's going to be a fun film, but this will be in it. And
I think I think I remember about them is they were as intrigued with us as we were with them.
Yeah.
And so your pull up and get gas stop turned into like a 30, 45 minute
True.
stop right there. Yeah.
We weren't even gonna get gas.
no, we were just getting.
We're just stopping.
We were
We're-
waiting for Big Daddy.
Somebody
he had got
gassed up.
behind.
No,
Somebody
BDK.
gassed up.
No,
I did- I
BDK
didn't.
was well behind us.
No, had he gassed up, we wouldn't have. That's
Been
coming.
an hour stop. Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming. Had he gassed up, we would have been okay.
Yeah.
right.
So
So,
remember-
that's the first
kind of the
failure
starting
of what's coming.
BDK on that. He's riding. No, he was not riding his trike, but it
Brad
was
Johnston says, "Sorry, Gambler 500."
Gambler 500. Yeah,
But it
I'm
looked like
curious
it-
as to what it is. I'm gonna have to Google that and see what the hell it means. But BDK was having some little what would you call them, internal ear issue going
Yeah.
on. Thing little
Fell
bounce.
behind.
So he was having to go a little slower there on some of the corners, and so we stopped in this town to wait for him. And then by the time he got there, then like Sarge is saying, they're just as intrigued with us. We started bullshitting with these guys, and that store was.
It's like
was interesting too.
They took the portion of it that was converted, looked like it had been in a garage originally.
Yeah.
You go inside, it's just nothing but alcohol all the way
just-
down. Yeah,
you don't need any snacks, nothing,
Yeah,
just-
4 or 5 shells of alcohol all the way down.
What else is there to do in Long Creek?
Well, yeah, what
you
else?
just drink.
They got it right.
Yeah, exactly.
We walked in.
You wake up and you're like, "Yeah, I live here. I'm going to go to the store and get another fifth."
But like at Pendleton Midnight, which is the pretty
Yeah.
good stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
Pendleton makes, you wouldn't think you'd
No.
find it there, but it sure as hell.
True, they didn't F
had it.
around.
Yeah,
they had
had it.
everything
Top
there.
shelf. Yeah.
So it looks like it's just some rally deal, huh? You just,
Yeah, they call them adventure racing cars or something like that. Adventure cars. Let's look down here. Oh, but they're just old rat bikes and or not rat bikes, but rat cars. And one was an old Fiero, and they turned it in. Yeah, so if you go to that website, gambler500.com,
just build them up to go bomb around out in the hills and stuff, I guess.
I think on our Patron ride, we saw one broke down on the side of the road too, if I remember right. I was like, I bet that's involved in that. So,
yeah.
Anyways,
So we left off out of there and kept going down 395. And like I said, that's the north-south road, and we were coming up to 26. And
reminder, Big Daddy didn't get gas in Long Creek. All right.
Yeah, his tank's a little smaller. So that's the thing. His tank is a little bit smaller. He was riding a Softail or something.
Yeah.
Softail. He was riding a Softail, not quite as big of a tank. And Sarge had talked about going into, what did I say the name of the
John Day.
John Day. So Sarge wanted to go into John Day. And
so John Day is the intersection where 395 ends, right?
Yes.
You can go west or east on 26. Now I'm in the back, and you're off your bike.
I'm off my bike.
We're blocking the road, which is fine.
Yeah, because there's nobody there. But I said, we've got to go. Hold on, let me tell the story. Don't let the truth get in the way. Don't let the truth get in the way.
You tell it, and then I'll tell it right.
So
he'll tell it, and then I'll take it. I'll take it from there.
So we come down to 26.
Bear with us,
and
everybody.
it was either we go left, which is east, and we need to go west. And so I'm telling him, like, hey, we need to go fucking west, not east. Why are we going to John Day? And so I said, Ryan yelled at me. He goes, where are we going to get gas at? And I turn around and hold my hands up and go, I don't know. I was like, there'd be a spot.
And it's on GoPro. Yeah. I'm like, are we getting gas? Because I know I'm getting low. I still can go.
Was that on? Did you get it on GoPro of me going, I don't know.
It already made the film.
Nice. And so Sarge said, we'll be good. He says, we'll make it easily to the next gas stop.
Say that. I did not say that.
You want me to buzz him?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and finish up.
So he said, go ahead.
This went on the
whole... We'll be good. So we passed...
This went on the whole trip.
We actually passed a gas station. I looked at it. I'm like, holy shit, that's going to take us... Because we're riding down with probably, 10 or 12 of us or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only one gas pump. And so I went past that one. I'm like, we're not stopping there. That's going to take too long to fill us all up. So we continued on. And I figured Sarge knew where the next gas station was. And I trusted him. And so we kept going, and then it was. I saw road. I saw a road sign. You've been everywhere.
Not there.
You helped build the road.
Oh Jesus!
So, but they'd. I saw a road sign that basically said whatever the hell the next town was.
I saw Dayville, and we rode through Dayville, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, they have a plan. I didn't want to call you like we call each other. We have sometimes, and then we can talk in our helmets, and I'm like. They know what they're doing. They're going to get gas because I don't think we're going to make it in. I don't think. And I'm just like, and then Dayville passes. I'm like, I'm just looking around and I look at my GPS and I'm like, there ain't no more fucking towns for a long ways. So I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm going to ride along for this.
Yeah, because
hopefully it makes a great film.
The one that I saw was like 70 miles or some shit to the next town. I'm like, right, because I'm looking at my bike and it says I've got like 60 miles until. At that point, I could almost make it. The miles that I needed to go to get to the next town was almost what I had left in the tank.
Okay.
But then Mitchell comes up, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll have gas.
Mitchell, Oregon.
Look it up. Yeah. And it is tiny. So we pull into Mitchell. We started going past. I'm like, shit, we better turn because there wasn't anything on the actual highway. There was nothing showing. It was not a gas station on 26. I'm like, we better turn around and go back down the main drag. There's got to be something there. And so when we turn around and come back down the main drag, there's a gas station there.
Here it is.
And
this is the gas station.
It is a one pumper. And as we pull in and park, the gal that is working there gets off. She's just getting off of work. And we all come pulling in. She goes, well, I guess you guys want gas, huh? Yeah. It's like, we don't know if we can make it to the next town or not. And she goes, well, I just handed in all the money and clothes, so there's nothing I can do for you.
They literally shut them down in this town, people. This is America.
And it's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
So
they have locks on them and everything. They must have vandalism because that's the only gas place or something. I don't know.
It's the only thing. So we were sitting there. And for a few minutes, scratching our heads and going, well, what the fuck are we going to do? Sturgis got us freaking locked out here in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, God.
We're all out of gas.
He's coming back to tell his story.
And so about that time.
No, hang on before you go there. So I had enough. So we couldn't. It would have been pushing it I had just enough miles to get to Redmond, but I know there was a headwind. And I definitely could have got to Prineville.
Prineville was what we were.
All the tour guys
close.
Yes,
we would have been close. Yes. We could not have made it to Redmond. We would have been close to get to Prineville.
No, I bet we would. My mileage said I would have made it to Redmond, but I know with the headwind, it would have. You know how when you're riding, when you hit the headwind, it's all of a sudden. Wait a minute, that just said I had 80 miles. Now I have 60 because it counts that how much. So I think we could have did Prineville all as tour guys. Now, real quick, you may have forgot this. This is frickin' America. All right. Big Daddy, all of a sudden, he's really the one that needs gas because we all could have made it into Prineville
easily.
You're playing, you accidentally hit it. So, but Big Daddy has a 5-gallon tank. All right. And that's really where, let me get this. That's really where the issue was. So Big Daddy goes, and this is what I love about America. Is he goes and finds this guy. I mean, that town's like a population of like 30 or something.
He was sitting on a bucket. Remember watching us as we pulled in.
Oh, I didn't see that. He lives down the.
Yeah, he was just sitting there. Who knows why he's hanging out, just watching the gas station. But he was just sitting there as we all pulled in and just watched us all roll in.
That's what you do when you live in. I mean, what other entertainment do you have?
Right.
He's an older fella and super nice. But Big Daddy goes down, walks down, and asks him. He's like, "Hey, do you got some gas?" And the guy frickin' was super nice. He goes down and he gets old gas jugs from his garage, probably from his lawnmower or something like that. And Big Daddy told him he would pay him. Like,
I would not have wanted to put that gas into my bike.
I know. You don't know what it is, but when you're in a pinch, what do you do? You know? And so Big Daddy finds this guy. And the next thing I know, we're all just sitting there with our thumbs up our butt. The plan was we were going to just have Big Daddy bomb and see as far as he could get. And then somebody would stay with him on the side of the road. One of us would go to Prineville, get a gas jug and bring it back to him. We had no other choice. There's no way he was going to make it. We're going to try to get him as far as he can and then leave a couple brothers with him on the side of the road and get a gas jug. But he took it up on himself. So I look over and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he's this old guy's helping him put gas in the tank. And then it was kind of a messy gas jug. So then he went and got a funnel. And I was just like, you know what? This, out of everything, without, this, we don't get political here on this, but this, and we've experienced this kind of stuff before. This is the real America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have all these big cities where you have these isolated problems. Americana. Yeah. You have all these big cities. They're so this is the actual America when you ride cross country.
Remember we even talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Dude, this is America. This is small town America. Some dude comes out with a gas jug to give you a few gallons to make sure you can get to where you're going. Because, we did have a conversation about that.
Yeah. It's just amazing.
No, I'm not going to do the intro. Just rip it.
Just for you, Stir. That's what I wanted to sing when we were there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's America. And the more we travel all these back, because remember that, you have these isolated big cities, but there's such a vast amount of the United States, and this is the most of it, right? All these smaller cities spread out throughout the land, and you meet just some awesome people that are willing to give back to their fellow man, like in this case. So, yeah.
So Chuck in the chat here, he says that would have made a great opportunity to show how to change a fuel filter. If Big Daddy had got a bunch of shit into his tank and had to go change his fuel filter.
Because he put gas in.
Yeah, I know he did.
Yeah. I haven't heard of any problems yet, but you're right that we may have to do that now. I don't know. So at the same time, once you pick it up there, then we were just going to get Big Daddy gas. We were like, okay, we can make it to Prineville, but it got a little bit better. Again, going on our theme of America, what happened then?
So we're sitting there and all of a sudden this guy comes out and he goes, hey, you guys need some gas? I said, yeah. I go, my buddy fucked us. He told me we could easily make it to the next town. And so
Jeff's just waiting.
He's this guy comes out and he goes, well, I own the gas station. Well, perfect. He goes, also own the hotel next door. He goes, I was sitting in there at a poker game and somebody came across the street and he goes, hey, all these bikes just pulled into your gas station, and I think they need gas. So he's also a biker, rides a road glide.
Fellow biker.
Yep, rides a road glide. And we were saying, well, we could probably make it. We told him one of the guys definitely needs gas, but we said we could probably make it. And he goes, oh, bullshit. He goes, you don't want to be pushing these things. He goes, just get a gallon or two, because he was only running, he only had 87 octane at the pumps. So The one place where Sturgis did plan was he had some octane boost.
And he shared
And
gladly.
he shared it. Yeah, he shared it with all of us. So all of us that put in a little gas, put in a little octane boost from Sturgis, and we got out of there. And that's really all the story was. Yeah, that's all there is. Moving on.
That's not what the story was.
So
go ahead.
last thing, and then you get the mic. I'll mute him if I have to. Just tell me, I'll mute him. So it was truly amazing. So we all put it. Thank God Jeff had a little bit of octane boost and shared that around. Really cool. Fellow biker comes to our rescue and all that, and then we knew that we could make it into Redmond. So Sturgis, Jeff, it's your turn to clean up.
It won't take long.
No, I don't figure it would.
It's actually pretty simple. It T-bones in the 26.
95.
395.
Yep. 395, yeah.
And
I already told that part of the story.
Myself and everybody else thought that it rode right into John Day, which I'd never been there before, so I didn't know. Well, John Day, you go to the left, and I don't know how far down it is, whatnot. He gets off his bike, and you're
I'm watching from the back.
But you said you were talking to him.
Well, I was trying to go like,
Okay.
yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Right.
And he comes over, and so don't know how far John Day is down there. Didn't pay any attention to it. Didn't know. So, we said, okay, we're going west on 26. So, okay, let's go this way. And he tells me, he says, I have about a half a tank. Well,
The true story. I love it.
Okay, great. So do I.
Yeah, right.
And so we take off. No, I don't know what's down there. I've never been there in my life. So I don't know, what these towns have or whatnot. We rode through
Right.
Dayville. And there wasn't shit.
No. One, yeah, like a population like
we were
50.
we were going to Prineville. No, I didn't think about Rick.
Well,
when we pulled into Mitchell, he said that
quite honestly, no, but we didn't. He should have probably
Nobody
yelled at
did.
us that he had a
He
5-gallon tank.
Yeah.
He kind of.
I didn't even think of it.
I didn't either. I
Because
mean,
when we pulled into Mitchell, he said his warning light had been on for what, 20 miles or something like that.
He had
Been on.
26 miles left on his tank.
So that's when we knew we were screwed.
Yep.
Yeah, when we got to Mitchell. But I could have made it to Prineville easily.
Right.
And so,
So that's what was really said. You guys get to decide who you believe here.
Yeah, he said, let's go west. I'm good with that. He says, got about half a tank. Okay, great.
This was
So do
like
I.
what's the insurance
But I
company
didn't,
with Mayhem? The guy they call Mayhem.
Any way whatsoever
yeah.
that I say, let's go right.
Mayhem. Yeah.
What is that?
I know. Yeah. Whatever company. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Allstate.
Allstate. Yeah.
Allstate. But this is where Mayhem's standing in the guy's rearview mirror. That's what reminds me of your thumbs up. You're good.
You're good. Yeah.
Change lanes.
But yeah, it was. That was a kind of a cool little town, Mitchell.
It was.
You guys see there was a little restaurant and there was other bikers in front of it.
The bikes that were parked. They
sat
out there and watched the whole thing.
They did.
So
they were out there eating outside.
Russell Roberts actually just texted me on the side. The snowman.
Snowman.
Yeah. He texted me on the side, and Brad did too. Brad put in a chat though, and then Snowman actually sent me a link to a place called Tiger Town Brewing, which is in Mitchell.
Oh.
Right on Main Street. And I'm wondering if
that's the one. That's what it was.
That's the guy who probably is he the one who owns the hotel? Is that
Yes.
in that hotel then?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I think it was right next to it where the bikes were parked. And then there's another restaurant. No, the brewery was just down from there. When we left, I saw everybody out sitting, all those people and the tables outside. And I saw it was a brewery. And I almost said to you guys when we were at the gas pumps, I'm like, we're going to get in really late. Let's just eat dinner here. But I thought it's going to get dark and I don't want to ride 26 at night. So I figured let's get to Redmond before it gets dark. So that's why I didn't even
Which
mention it.
turned out to be a good call.
It was a good
because
call.
Because of what happened after we left Mitchell. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll stay out of that one.
Yeah. So what other chat you get? He's got a whole chat console over here. He's side texting and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the inside scoop.
No, that's about it. We got some people helping me out with the insurance company.
Oh, yeah,
Matt
good.
Awood put in there. That was Allstate.
Good. So we from there we needed to make a little bit of time. It put us behind, but you'll get to see that all in the documentary film. Had a lot of fun with that, and of course, telling the story what something just came up.
Chuck, I've missed what he said. He says, "How my buddy fucked me." Sounds like a great book title.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just remember that. Like, where are we getting gas? I don't know. So we bombed down. Now this section of Highway 26, as soon as you leave Mitchell, up till then, it's kind of flat. There are some rolling hills, but it's really wide open. And then it happens. And you all of a sudden come up, you're in the, Ochoco, I think Ochoco National Forest. you all of a sudden, it just goes from flat, and I have it in the film because I have been editing it, and so I see this, and all of a sudden it just bam, huge canyon walls, and you enter these canyons where you get some shade, and you're along a river, curvy. I mean, absolutely, this section was just phenomenal as we were getting into, closer to sunset. It wasn't sunset yet, but man, the shade felt nice, and I just got some beautiful GoPro shots as we were riding along, and you hit the river for a while. And I think, let me look here. We snake along. That's not it.
Looking for the name of the river?
Yeah, and I had it in my film. I looked it up, but I forget what we, where is that? Oh, I'm too far that way there. Let's see if we can see it.
There it was.
Did you see it?
Yeah, well, I think so.
Let's go up.
There's a bigger river the other way.
Yeah, I may not be able
Stand
to
by for technical difficulties.
readily find it. If not, it's okay. I have it on the tip of my tongue. But anyways, it follows the river for a little ways, and it's just beautiful. If you get a chance to ride this section of 26, do it. And then, of course, after that, it opens up, and it kind of gets flat and just, wide open and rolling hills and all that kind of stuff. So, but still, great ride. We'll just run right into Redmond. Why don't you just take us right into Redmond?
By that time, we had plenty of gas, and we did. We ran right into Redmond. Didn't have to stop for gas again, right?
8 p.m. almost exactly when we rolled in.
Yeah. So Brad, when he had made up the schedule and everything, for this meetup, he put in a bunch of different places that he would recommend to go and eat at, or different breweries and whatnot. So
he had a whole Google Doc. It was so organized.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So one of the places he had recommended, we always like to hit in different breweries. So we went to the Wild Ride. And that was really cool, because you go in there and there's probably, half a dozen different food trucks in there. I got some fish and chips. There was some
burger.
gyros.
Yeah.
God, what else did they have?
He had a burger truck. That's what Jeff had.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Because I got a good shot of it and made the documentary film, the shot of your burger.
So there's a bunch of different stuff that you could get there.
That place was packed.
It was great. Wild Ride Brewery. It was very fitting, the name.
Not one mask either.
No, not one mask.
Not one mask.
And
it was packed.
That included people that worked there too.
Yeah.
Oregon was going through what everybody's going through, but Oregon, at least at that time, had leveled off pretty good, I guess. For lack of a better description, because, not only the patrons that were there, but the people that were working in those booths and the people that were working at the brewery, nobody had any mask on.
It was nice considering
which was great, because we.
Yeah, right.
But it was just kind of odd thing to see, because everywhere you go now, it just seems like, especially now
here in Washington,
back then, you just didn't see any.
So it was pretty interesting there though too, is because it depends on, I think it's probably mentality of the certain people that go to the different type of places, and those who probably would frequent a brewery at 8:00 at night might have a different mentality than those people who are just going, let's say, shopping at Safeway. Because the next day when we were on the Patron ride, we go into Safeway, and everybody had a mask. It wasn't required, but everybody in there had a mask on. So it's interesting to see kind of the different dynamics.
Yeah, each company gets to make up their own. You know what I mean? Like some companies are like, it's not required, so we aren't going to do it. But other companies are, it's not required, but we're going to mandate it. Right? You see we're still here in Washington. I don't know what your county is, but our Yakima County is one of the highest in the nation.
Yeah.
We're still phase 1.5 or some bullshit, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I don't really follow it. I kind of do what I want. And if I do see the store has a mask required, then I just wear a mask, but I don't really follow. I don't even know what 1.5 means. I just know a lot of shit shut down still. And, and you can't sit in places.
Yeah, and I think if you work at Safeway, no matter where you work at Safeway, you're going to wear a mask.
It's just like Starbucks. Same thing. They have a state company policy. Yeah. They're all stores, even in, actually, the one in Redmond, when I went in the morning, they wore a mask. They didn't require me to, but you still couldn't sit inside, so I had to drink my coffee out in the parking lot. But anyways, Wild Ride Brewery, awesome place, awesome recommendation. You won't be disappointed. The food trucks are amazing. Has a huge outdoor seating area, enormous, where you can watch the sunset. They've got the big, brewery there, all the tanks, all that kind of stuff. They have 3 huge garage doors that open, and that connects the outdoor seating area to the inside. And so you get all this flow of cool air as the sun's going down, and plenty of beers on tap, which was a requirement, and lots to choose from. And we were tired. We had a good time. The reason we went there right away is because we didn't want to go to the hotel because we didn't know, due to the COVID stuff, exactly what time they would shut down, and we didn't want to miss a meal. We would have rather went to the hotel, showered, and real quick. But we ate, had a few beers at this place, and then it was time to head back to the hotel to get showered. And the night, as usual, was not over.
No, it wasn't.
Well, we'll get to that. Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome, black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing, more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged. So check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us right here. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. And totally getting to know those folks over the years. They're awesome over there. I've been in phone conversations with them. Of course, I'm not going to, this will come out long after Sturgis to the public, but you all know we're having a public meetup. So we're going to be spending some time in their booth. You're one of them, Jeff.
You're going to be there.
You didn't know that? It's on the Google Doc. We're going to do a public
At Rapid
meet
City.
and greet. No, we're going to do a public. So we have the Patron meetup event.
Yeah.
But before that, we're going to spend an hour at Black Hills Harley Davidson. Those that want to. Of course, you know, Rick, Brian, Matt, they're all required because they're paid employees. But I had put it out and everybody else seems like they're interested. We're going to spend time first at Zero 3D, and then we're going to go to Rick Rack, and it's a public meet and greet where they can come say hi to Sturgis Jeff.
Oh, just me. Huh?
Yep. I'm putting you right up front.
Is that right? Oh, okay.
You done any autographs yet?
No.
Well, you might want to
have
practice
not.
at home
Yeah.
tonight.
Okay. All right.
Just saying.
But that's on the 11th.
I'd have to look at
Okay.
yeah, you might be right. I don't want to say it. I've said it on multiple podcasts, so
We
don't do it on the 11th. Go back to other podcasts, guys. If you're listening, I put all the dates. In fact, the very recent one we just put out, I put the exact times and stuff that I'd have to get the doc to see. But yeah, anyways, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
I've said it like 50 times in other podcasts. So the times.
Well, the wife and I spend at least a day at Rapid City every year we go. And so
Yeah, that'll be fun. So we can bum around, and there's going to be 16 of us there. It's going to be awesome.
little update.
Wow. Nice.
Update from Brad here says that on July 1, Oregon had to mask up. So
Oh, you guys reverted?
yeah,
You went backwards, Brad? I'm so sorry, bro.
So July. What dates were we there?
Well, maybe he's saying August 1 they have to.
Maybe it's August. You said July 1.
He does
on
say
here.
July 1. But
Well-
we weren't masked. Oh, okay. Yeah, because we were there in June.
We were there in
We were
June.
there in June,
So-
correct.
So yeah, July 1.
So
Yep.
this is our fault.
Right. We brought it down.
Yeah.
You're part
I
of
am
the
one
problem.
of the, I am
Okay,
one of the
yeah.
highest
All right.
counties. I'm not lying. If you guys look at the thing, you'll see Yakima County, where I live, is one of the highest in the nation. Still, we're just we're trying to go down. So
Our apologies to Oregon.
yeah, our apologies for bringing our. Well, honestly, if I were you guys, I wouldn't worry about Popeye bringing that down. I would worry about him bringing some other stuff down. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's the least of your worries is Corona. Oh, he brought the HIV down and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just watch yourself. All right, so got to bust his balls. I don't know. Sturgis Jeff is retired. He might be catting around. I don't know. I mean,
Nope.
it's hard to say. You know,
Nope.
these old
Nope.
guys.
No. Yeah. I couldn't make dinner for the wife tonight to be here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we appreciate you being
Yeah.
here. It's great to have you back on a mic. All right, let's pick it up. What do we do after that? Because the night apparently was not over. It was our first day. We were all glad to be. I just want to say, we're doing good. I just want to say, this gas debacle. I don't want to rehash it. This has never happened to us before, guys. We're actually very organized. Like on our Sturgis trip, we've actually never, out of all the trips, we've never had this issue. There were some things involved that made it happen, but it really was kind of a last minute trip. Even for me, I didn't know if I was going to get the time off work till the very end, and then it worked out. And I know Squid was last minute. So it was just like you right before we were trying to decide like which route are we taking. So
We didn't plan shit.
We didn't. And it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun because we're usually a little more. We have to be when you're going for a 10-day, 11-day trip.
You always have to locate your weakest link,
right? And
which would be the guy with the 5-gallon tank,
right?
And so you got to keep that in mind.
We
when
failed
you're
on that.
Yes, going past gas stations, unless you want to just wing it.
Yeah, right.
and live it dangerously, and then pretty soon you're going to spend the night in Mitchell, Oregon.
Right, yeah, exactly. In the one hotel.
Yeah,
which probably would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have been.
That would have been.
It would have been.
Yeah, who knows?
It would have added to the story.
It really would have. It really would have. All right, so who wants to pick it up there? We'll finish out the night here. We went back to the hotel. Squid did not have a room. We rode back because we wanted to go drink some more, and obviously we couldn't tie one on when we're riding bikes at Wild Ride Brewery. So we wanted to get back to the hotel, get somewhere where we could walk to. But Squid did not have a room, and I hold up the sign sitting on the front desk. No vacancy. I held it up. I have it on the documentary film. I'm standing next to Squid. I'm like, you see this, Squid? So that lady scrambled. She was super cool to try to find a room for Squid. But I will just say, had he not found a room, we would have fit him in one of ours somehow.
I didn't know that. I'd already been to the room. I was.
Most people did not. I stood up front with him trying to figure out if he was going to have a room because I was like, we're going to hook you up, brother. Get you a room, or we'll find a janitor's closet. That's what I told him. He's been in a sub, man. He's a sub guy. He could sleep in a janitor's closet all day long.
That's right.
Yep.
That's what I told him. Finish it up, Pop. I finished the night out here. It wasn't a wild night, but we had fun. That
was it. We went to the bar, we had a drink, and went to bed.
No, so we walked to a place,
which was a good thing.
Let's shout out the place because it's kind of interesting because it's gonna go into the next night, which wasn't quite so calm. So, it's gonna go into that. Let's see. I have it on here.
It was a Friday night when we got there.
Yes, it was a Friday night. Yep. Wild Ride Brewery, back to the hotel. Then Hub City Bar.
Yeah, it was us. And
I can't recommend this place really. It was within crawling distance for us.
Yeah. It was just us.
It was pretty quiet for a Friday night.
One other table
because of COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now, I just want to mention this because Popeye made a big deal about this that night. Popeye was still trying to figure out, because I have it on the documentary film, just some cuts that not less than 10% makes it, but he was asking, which was kind of funny. So we were all joking. Here's the deal. We would have stayed there longer. Due to COVID, they had to close at midnight. But yet you could be in there without a mask, drink, stand next to people, but somehow their stupid state rules. And the waitress was like trying to explain. She goes, "We have no idea, but we can be open. We can serve food, we can serve alcohol, no mask required, but we have to close at 12 because after 12." And so you started making fun COVID gets twice as potent after 12. We're all going to get COVID because it's 12:01. And it was some funny shit, dude. We were all rolling off each other. It just makes no sense. I'm not getting political. Some of these rules, you're like, what? Who makes this shit up?
Long story short, what they were telling you was that you could order up a full meal plus 3 beers at 11:55,
and you're safe from COVID.
Yeah, you're safe from COVID, and they'd let you sit there and eat and drink it.
Right? Maybe people start kissing after midnight. They get drunk after midnight and start tonguing each other or something. I don't know.
Didn't she say she'd pull her drinks at midnight though? You had to have them chugged by midnight.
Yeah, she told us she was very strict about it because they didn't want to get their license pulled. She was like, "You guys got to finish." She's like, "One more call," and of course we're all like just chugging our beers.
That kid that was serving us said that.
No, the gal.
The gal in the back, and then there was a guy there too.
The gal that came up to us, I have it on I only know a lot of this because I've been editing the film, so I see this stuff. It was a gal that was telling us, sorry, it's last call and it's midnight and you have to be out by midnight. Like they had to clear the place. So the lights came on and everything.
Were we out by midnight?
Maybe like 12:04, 12:05. I mean, we were a little bit straggly because Popeye was still trying to reason why we had to leave at midnight.
It was change the state's rules.
Yeah, exactly.
It was bullshit.
It was, yeah, no doubt. But
probably a good thing that threw us out.
It really was.
Otherwise, we stayed there till 2.
We already had plenty, and then you guys were getting shots. I walk in after everybody.
Who did that? Who did that?
Yeah, you.
No, what?
You're totally responsible for buying shots, and I know you were because I got there and I have a shot waiting for me.
Sure doesn't sound like me.
Tequila shots on top of it.
Tequila, oh my God.
Not the first time he's pulled a stunt
Who
like that
would
either.
do such a thing?
No, retired guy would. Total retired guy that's completely irresponsible. So we had shots. But anyways, let's keep going because we got a bit to wrap up with Patron Day, and we'll be right about on time. Yeah,
Brad says that is not on the recommendations list.
No, it was purely Brad because it was within crawling distance.
Yeah,
we didn't have to ride ride, but it is not highly recommended. It's kind of a dive, but it worked. It worked. And the next night it was a little rowdy, and we'll get to that in a minute. So day 2, you want to pick it up, or do you want me to, or Sturgis Jeff? This is Patron Ride Day.
Too.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike those gel pads that will leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around in your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our lineup of butt buffer seat cushions. This is what Brad had set up. We were all excited for it, ready to rock and roll.
What was the name of the place we met at?
That was, God, it's in his document. Let me pull it up. I don't remember, but it's like a cycle shop. Anyways, go ahead. I'll see if I can find it.
We met there. It was a little later in the morning.
Which was nice.
Yeah, it was. It
was a little bit nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But in the parking lot
Discount
behind,
Discount Motorsports.
Yep, and we all met behind there. And it was, you had met some of them before, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because a lot of these folks have been at multiple.
Yeah.
Brad Johnston was at Salt Lake City, the chief.
I had never been any of them.
Yep.
So.
Oh, it was all new for you. Okay.
Maybe you should start going on more rides.
Everybody was new.
He's retired now. He's got no excuse.
But I just got to say, Terry, his first name is Terry. I don't know what his last name was. The thing that struck me, and I talked a lot to him because he is the only person that I've ever met that has been to Antarctica.
Yeah.
He works there.
Oh, yeah.
He works there. So
A welder.
Him and his wife were there.
The welder, yeah. No, he's not his wife.
Oh, it's not his wife.
That's a
My
friend
bad.
of theirs. Yeah, they're
My
riding,
apologies.
They're riding two up, but they're not married.
Okay.
And so
Now you got him in the doghouse.
Oh no.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But
His wife's listening right now.
Right.
No, I'm just.
So
that was cool.
A meet and greet for everybody. Everybody meeting and talking and whatnot. We were there probably about a half hour or whatnot before Brad gave a ride briefing. Mm-hmm. And we lined up. We were pretty much behind the group because we didn't know where we were going.
Right.
And we took off. And
Brad had a very nice ride for us.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Saturday, so we, considering the ride home, we got lucky that the traffic on 97 wasn't too bad.
COVID.
I mean, it was, 97. For those of you who have ridden that, it's never real good.
Yep.
Traffic wise, it's always pretty thick.
Yep.
And we rode up to Madras, and we stopped at Madras at the Safeway store there.
Mm-hmm. On the way, we had a patron. Which we're not dogging him. It happens. He thought he had enough gas because our first gas stop was at Madras. Remember that? Well, I stopped with him and he was completely out of gas.
Yeah.
Now
that was Brad's brother, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember who it was.
I think it was. He'll comment, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I thought Brad said it was his brother.
It's blurring
but
now.
But the
I
other
forget.
thing though is that Brad said it doesn't matter if you don't hardly have any gas because you're going to be able to make it to the first stop.
Right. Yeah. True. So we had a little debacle there. Now, if you guys buy one of these little emergency gas jugs, I will tell you this, and it's not his fault. I learned something. He bought this emergency gas jug that fits in your saddlebag. It is if you've never used it, you need to find out how to use it. It has all kinds of anti-leak valves, and you got to take this mechanism off. He literally could not figure out how to work it. And I was standing over. I was really watching his back so he didn't get smucked by a car, but he literally had a hell of a time. It took like 10 minutes to try to get some gas to figure the mechanism. So if I were you, I would practice that at home real quick because those are like a jigsaw puzzle trying to get them to work. So I'll just mention that.
Do you remember what road it was after we left Madras that we turned off to head back into the backcountry of the ghost towns back there? And what was it?
We would leave Madras and head to Shaniko.
Yep, right. But Shaniko was along 97.
Along 197.
We took the back route to get to Shaniko. We went through Antelope. Antelope was that town that
Antelope
was famous for that commune. It was a commune one time that was taken over by the Bagwan.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. That was Antelope. Yep, you're right. That was the weird, Brad said that in his document.
Yeah.
He gives history on all. This document's amazing, guys. He made a PDF and it tells the route and it tells history of towns and it was amazing.
Yeah, but
what a great ride out of Antelope.
Yeah.
That was where that curvy switchback.
Yeah, it was going up.
It was cool being in the back filming because I could literally look up 3 switchbacks around the corners and see people up top going, and it was curvy and great. What a great road he took us on.
And the thing about it is that my son, he played some football at a community college in Northern California, and I went to school in Western Oregon and whatnot. So I'd driven those main roads hundreds of times over the years, and I'd never been back in there. And I'm jumping ahead a little bit, to
That's fine.
like the Deschutes and whatnot. I knew the Deschutes was back in there, but I'd never gone in there. And so that was the neat thing about this ride, was going back in there and seeing these places that I'd heard of many times over the years, but never actually been back in there. So that was the cool thing for me.
And this ride route we're talking about, if you're a patron member in the private Facebook group, if you're in that area and you want to ride the actual route, I'm sure just hit up Brad Johnston in there. I'm sure he'll send you the ride planner and the route, because it is a really, really neat ride that he took us on. So, yeah, so great. You remember those curvy road switchbacks on our way. Then we had to get out. Didn't we get out? Then we had to get on 97.
Oh,
and it was
coming out of
shit
Antelope.
like usual. Coming out of Antelope was all the switchbacks, beautiful.
Super big switchbacks. You could look up
Yeah.
and see the guys, a switchback or two ahead of you.
Yeah.
Because it was so steep.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
But we met Oscar and his wife in Shaniko.
Yeah, so we went to Shaniko, which is an old ghost town.
She forewarned us about the wind, which is ever present, but she said it was just, and she was right.
It was so windy.
It was so god.
I was going to pop the drone and get some shots of Shaniko.
Oh, yeah,
it was so windy, I couldn't even do it.
It wouldn't happen.
No, I'd have lost a drone, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Got some cool shots. Fun town.
Yeah, it was. That little store on which would have been the north end of town, wandered in there to get some jerky. And, the building was tipped like this and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of the town. I walked in, this one gal in there by herself. She was the owner of the store. And so I just talked to her a little bit, and she lived right across the street.
She lived there. It's crazy.
That was her life. Nice person. I imagine that store does okay. Because most of the traffic.
It's right on 97.
Right on 97.
I will tell you this, back in the day, when I was growing up, we used to go skiing down to Mount Bachelor, and we would always stop there. That hotel was actually open then, and there was a restaurant in it too. Oh. And so it got a lot more business in that day. It seems like the restaurant, I could be wrong, but maybe it was the day we were there. It looked like it was all shut down, but it's a really cool old hotel in there.
Yeah.
It was open, and there was a restaurant. And you're right, though. It's just kind of a stop in the middle of nowhere to get necessities.
Get up, walk across the store, open it up, sit there all day, then go back. But
sit on your porch and watch idiots like us come through.
Right.
Yeah. Ghost Town Gulch, as he's got in his document there. So it's a cool old town to visit.
It is.
You can go in the old sheriff's office there. There's old jail cells. They just have it open to the public. I'm glad they don't get any vandalism and stuff, because I was worried, you leave that stuff open in the middle of nowhere. But
Oscar had a little roadside fix down there. His, kickstand spring had snapped or something, and so his kickstand wasn't going up.
Carry an extra one, guys.
Yeah.
We've showed you how to do it on the YouTube channel on a video. It happens. And he had an extra one, luckily. Now, him and his wife, like you say, rode down. They're crazy. They bombed down from Yakima to meet us in Shaniko, him and his wife, and they're just riding sideways. If you guys haven't ridden that section of 97, it's hardly ever not windy. It's just how windy it's going to be, because it's just wide open plains. You get a west wind coming from the west, and it just beats the shit out of you. She was beat up. She told me, she goes, I've never ridden that long in wind like that. And they bombed down just to ride from Shaniko to the Deschutes River, Deschutes, right? Yeah.
And
where we stopped.
The weird part about that wasn't the worst wind that we had that day.
Oh God, no.
I mean, there was another stretch when we came out of the Deschutes.
That's true.
That's true. That was lean your whole weight into it to stay upright.
So that was a cool, leaving Shaniko. We had to ride 97, boring, but then he got us on some back roads. As you're going back, you can see all the different mountains and stuff, the peaks, really cool. And then you basically drop down into the Deschutes Canyon and river, right?
That was a cool ride.
Oh, that was really cool.
That was a cool ride.
Because we were protected from the wind a bit too.
Mm-hmm. Winds on down into the river, and it's amazing.
You
Tons
just
of
drop.
people on rafts,
that's
all the rafters going by and whatnot. And it was neat.
You have to do that ride.
And we stopped in, let's see, I'm trying to remember what that little place was called.
Right by Moppin.
Oh, yeah, Moppin. Is that what it was?
I don't think you were right quite to Moppin yet, but that was some sort of resort.
Yeah.
We stopped down into.
Before we hit stop, gas station in, okay. Anyways, it's in there somewhere. But yeah, next stop it was Moppin. We will be traveling to Ty Valley, then down the canyon. Okay, never mind. Along the river, we will have a paved access road. It is very narrow. Anyways,
when you take it,
there's a little RV park there.
It is a narrow road. Be careful of you.
It is very narrow. Yeah, no center lines. Yep. But lots of activity, and we hung out there in a hot 100, like it might have been 95, 100 at least. It was a hot day.
Everybody was nice though.
Yeah,
it was.
Everybody was having a good time.
Another one of those things we're as curious about them as they were about us. And
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So all those stops are always good. Always awesome for visitor time for sure. So, all right. And then we're going to head up out of Deschutes and get back for the main event at Brad's house. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
But just a little, when we came out of there and got up top, that's where the wind was the worst.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a son of a
It
bitch.
was howling up there.
Yeah, it was bad.
And just like you come up out of it, just how you go down into it, you climb quick. Like, the switchbacks and stuff like that from what I remember.
It catches you by surprise because you're down there by the river.
Yeah.
It's nice and warm and still, and then you get up on that shit and oh God.
It sucked because it was a windy day. I wished the event was awesome. It's not anybody's fault. We dealt with it, but man.
That area's famous for it.
It is.
You hit it. You just didn't think about it until all of a sudden your bike's like.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you're all of a sudden going, okay, now it's a little chilly now. It just got from 95. So let's do this real quick and then we'll finish this thing up. You want to do it, Popeye?
Sure. Hey, bikeaholics, are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome, quick attach strapless luggage rack systems.
Rick Rack.
This father-son team designs something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yup, and these guys ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Head over to the Law-Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags.
Yeah, we'll be rocking the Rick Rack. Popeye's got a Rick Rack.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a Rick Rack. Everybody's got Rick Rack. Oscar has one. So yeah, we'll be rocking those on the way down to Sturgis and spending some time with the gentleman, Shane and his dad from Rick Rack. So I'll finally get to meet them in person, know them well via phone and email, but it'll be nice to...
Just got back. We'll talk about it in a later podcast here, but... Actually, the next one coming up after this, I just used mine on a 1,500-mile trip over to Montana and through Idaho and whatnot, and wife loved it. Me and the wife did a trip with another one of our friends, husband-wife team, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, so threw it on the back. She thought it was pretty cool.
You got a whole another, even if you have a full tour like yours.
Oh, I got
like
one.
Oscar. Oh,
Yeah.
did you get a Rick Rack? Oh, you did.
I met Shane, so I got it from Shane.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forget that. Oh, we got to talk about that on the next episode too. That's right. I forget those things. That's really cool. Great guy. Great people. And I'll be so happy to shake his hand if we can shake hands still, or a elbow bump or fist bump or something. But yeah. Okay. So so we end up back at the hotel. We split off at that Safeway in Madras. Everybody breaks up. A lot of the people are going straight to Brad's house. Brad hosted this event at his house. I said up front of the episode, he had his wife, he had a team of people. It was amazing people in the greater Redmond, Oregon area. His personal home, which is just always amazing when people open up their personal home to really strangers to a certain extent, right? We all know each other in the private Facebook group and stuff like that, but these are people that you've met online. And so it's always amazing that these patrons are opening up their homes.
It was amazing, except for one small problem. He's a Green Bay Packer fan.
Oh. Brad, you hear it?
The night would have been perfect except for that.
Oh, yeah.
Except for that. But I dealt with it as best I could there, and I've come around pretty good, Brad. So
in fact, on one of the...
And yes, I would visit you again. I'll tell you. I'll let you know that. But
he had a couple
but
kegs
between
on
now
tap.
and then, you can kind of come around if you need to. Go away from me.
Brad had a couple kegs on tap, and on one of the handles for it was a Green Bay Packer, and that's what Sarge actually wanted to drink because I'm not touching that damn thing.
Yeah,
he goes, "You're gonna have to pour me a glass of that." He goes,
It could have been Mac and Jack, and I wouldn't have drank it. Which is my favorite.
One of your favorites,
yeah.
Nice. So we got back to the hotel, the lab crew, because we wanted to go because the lab crew's been known to drink a little bit extra now and then. And we didn't obviously want to ride bikes, and they didn't really want to have to worry about their beverage intake. So I will tell you,
I probably should have rode, but it been better for me.
It truly keeps us responsible. Yes, true. I will tell you that if you're looking for an Uber in Redmond, be careful with that. It is a half Uber or one Uber town.
Part of that's COVID. The guy was saying that.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
A lot of the drivers, he said, they're just not wanting to do it.
Okay.
They're just not wanting to go out and be with other obviously strangers or whatever, giving them rides. And so you're saying a lot of the drivers just aren't driving.
Okay, so that may have been it. So maybe in the future, Redmond will have more than one. But we had one Uber, and we had to fight over it, and then it had to go all the way to Brad's house, and then it had to come back and get us. So we were fashionably late to the event. A few of us.
Who was tech savvy enough to get us there with the Uber? Who was it?
He did. Yep. Because we taught him
First time,
in Montana, in Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's
Is
right.
that
That was his first Uber ride.
It was. It's on the documentary. And he was trying to pay with cash. We're like, dude, you pay on your phone.
What?
Don't
No.
give
What?
them
No,
cash.
that's not how it works.
I knew all
But-
that. I was trusting you guys.
Hey, you learn you're on YouTube now? I mean, you've really come out of your shell in retirement. This is wonderful.
I've been faking it.
You've been faking it the whole time. So Brad had we set it up front. I mean, a massive amount of pulled pork, kegs. I mean, all the desserts you could imagine. He has a beautiful home, beautiful backyard. It was so well done. I mean, little tents the awning there. And they had some, what do you call that game? The throw, not horseshoes, but sandbag shit. Everybody's cornhole. Yeah. He had a table set up, a little fire thing. You could light the fireplace. It was windy. It was freaking, I'm just going to stay straight up. It got cold. And I had taken a sweatshirt. We were in shorts. And that's not Brad's fault. It got cold, but nobody cared. We dealt with it. And we all had a great time regardless. Just the amount of food and kegs he had. So I got a hold of somebody and I said, hey, I started whispering to everybody. I'm like, this is, imagine how much he spent.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got a hold of a couple people. I said, hey, take this hat. Or I forget what we got, something to put money in. And I said, start just secretly, because I know Brad's humble. He was not going to want to, take money. And I said, start filling this hat with money. And so everybody started throwing in 20s and more. And everybody that was there, we just passed it around. And I believe it was the Tilsons. I gave it to her, and she eventually ended up getting it to his wife or one of the other support teams there, and it was nice because they took it, and that helped. That's what we set up front. It helped offset the cost. I'm sure it didn't cover everything, Brad, because that's a massive amount of money that he put into that. But that's the law-abiding biker spirit, right? We all were like, no, you put this on. I was like, we can't just walk out of here without throwing in some money here, and I didn't feel right about that. So it was cool. So hopefully
They clearly.
I know he would have did it either way.
Put in a lot of time.
Oh, my
set that
God.
up. I mean, everything.
And everything was so wonderful.
Right in his house, yeah.
Yeah.
Just walk in and start eating.
Yeah, we just walked in.
So
it was great.
A lot of work.
Pulled pork was awesome. Oh, I'm getting hungry now. We're gonna have a soda here in a minute.
It was good, very good.
Yeah. Anything else about the event, guys, that you want to relate?
What started off the night was because Tyler Barr he's a
patron member.
He's
Tyler
a
Barr.
patron member, yeah, and he's drives a truck back and forth between Washington and California. So he was telling me he gets California and he gets cheaper booze down there, and so he brought a bottle up, an expensive bottle from California, which I don't even know what that thing would cost in Washington, but it's 107 proof bourbon.
Yeah.
And
did you get into that?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you get into that, Sturgis?
I had a shot.
Yeah. That's what started me going downhill that night. I had a few of them.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got back to the hotel,
God.
It was nice. It was nice for him to do that.
It was super nice.
Yeah.
Like what you asked earlier just a minute ago about the ride is, like I said, I'd been on the main roads there many, 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 many times over the years. But that was just a cool thing about to be able to actually, you pass by these intersections. Oh, I wonder what's back in there.
Mm-hmm. Nice to have a local guide.
To finally do it was really cool.
That's what's so cool about having
the Deschutes River. You hear about that all along, especially with rafting fans and whatnot.
Deschutes Brewery, Deschutes everything, right?
I know it's infamous for the rafting, that time of year. But there's pretty good fly fishing there too, isn't there?
I think so. Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So
I think they run drift boats up and down there.
You hear all about it, and to actually go down in there is a cool ride down in there.
Oh.
And then to actually see it and then come up through Moppin and whatnot was, for once, finally.
Yeah.
So
that was cool for me.
Here's something that's great about the community, right? Is that guys are in the chat and they're kind of talking about what we were just saying of passing around the hat, and so one person wasn't all responsible for the foot in the bill. And of course, this case it would have been Brad. He'd set everything up ahead of time, and and it just says, you guys were too generous, and it made him a little teary.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah. Just guys just talking about how great it is, that just kind of shows the community. Everybody pulls together and helps each other out just to do something like this.
Yep. That we didn't need to actually charge for the event, that we just know that the Patron members are going to come through, right, with cash. Yep. And, that you didn't have to be, quite so official, that he just did it on his dime, and he wasn't expecting, I guarantee he wasn't expecting anything back, but we made it happen. And I think, the East Coast Patron meetup, and, we're going to go to some of those eventually, guys. I hope that it doesn't feel like all you East Coast guys, because they've had 2 now.
Right.
And I hope it doesn't feel like we're just giving attention to West Coast. We are, because it's what we could make until some of us retire, like Sturgis Jeff. Mm-hmm. We will be making those, and I think our audience understands we just can't right now with our jobs and trying to go to Sturgis. We only get so much time off, and it's trying to get over there and fly and rent motorcycles, and it's just not conducive. We got families, so we will eventually. Don't worry, it's coming. So I hope it doesn't feel like we just are all about the West Coast meetup, because I do want to make an East Coast, and I know that goes on over there too with those guys.
Right.
Is they're taking care of each other. They're taking care of, I'm sure, whoever's hosting it and spending all the money and stuff because that's just the community that's been bred, here, the community that is expanding here.
Yep. And like Chuck says, makes you want to participate even more, when you see the community doing that type of thing.
Yep. Wilburn, right?
Well, that'll be cool.
Yes.
I'm trying to monitor. Yeah. We're in the live chat. Yeah, go ahead, cool. Jeff. Yep.
I say that'll be cool about the video to see on the ride that Brad took us on, and the fun we had at his house and whatnot.
Yes, to bring it all into a nice, neat little package, and the debacles and the fun and the beauty and and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, and try and look past the Green Bay thing.
Did Brad ever respond to that?
Oh yeah,
He says,
go back, go. You bet. Yeah.
Or you're burning.
He threw it right back in my face. Guess I deserved it.
Oh, these are the kind of relationships that are made, guys, and this is so fun. These type of events. So, because you guys were in the bourbon. I did not get in the bourbon, but that keg went down quick, and I was going back for those beers because they were damn good. Mm-hmm. What was it? I forget what was in that keg, but there was 2 different kinds, and Brad's wife told me to try one, and I tried it. I think it was more of a fruit. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sure, we can get Brad on here. He can tell us exactly what they were. One was an IPA, and then I think the other one was like a Heffy, wasn't it?
It might have been, but it was like
blueberry half. It was a blueberry half.
That's what it was.
Sort of berry. Sort of a berry. Yeah.
That
blueberry half.
Dangerous.
Blueberry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
was
dangerous.
Delicious. I don't know who made them or what it was from. Like I say, he might chime in here and
he will
be able to tell us what they were exactly. But yeah,
I was drinking that like water.
I like Heffies. Yeah, so that was delicious.
Yeah, it was a Heffy. You're right. Yeah, so those were going down smooth. The bourbon apparently was going down smooth.
Oh yeah.
That Tyler brought. So we weren't going to try to get an Uber back because that was a bad experience just because of.
He pretty much let us know that when he dropped us off.
Yeah.
That a waste of time.
So
he was the only Uber driver between here and Bend.
That's right. He was covering Bend too. So we ended up. Brad's lovely wife. She put up with us.
Hop Smack was the other one.
Hop Smack, nice. So Brad's wife put up with us.
Yeah.
A bunch of drinking doofuses that have plenty to drink, but everybody's having fun and nice. She loaded up in the pick 'em up truck.
And I was riding bitch in the center. What was funny is, so before I get in, I'm laughing and joking about we're all going to cram in here. I go, I've done this before, and then all of a sudden, the frickin' the vehicle's a stick. And so, especially with a pickup, because the shift is further, and you end up shoving it down in your nuts. And she's laughing. She's pointing at the shifter. She's like, "It's a stick."
Yeah,
like shit.
She was fun.
Yeah.
Did we end up with somebody in the back?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
2 people in the back.
Okay.
Tyler Barr, I think, rode in the back. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Who else rode in the back with him?
He's the one.
He's
the one that loaded us up with the cigars when we dropped them off.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, is he on?
He brought the bourbon.
Yeah, he's on here.
Tyler,
And he
thank
had
you.
cigars. This guy.
Thank you for those cigars. He's good tasting cigars too. The acids.
Oh, Goat was in the back with him. I have it here. Goat and Tyler Barr were in the back.
Yeah.
The
Thank you
pickup
again for the cigars.
We all loaded in that, crunched in that little cab. Mm-hmm. We all wore our COVID masks.
Oh yeah.
We all sanitized our hands, and they were wearing masks. The Goat had his mask on the back, but she was a good sport because you guys were. I was just like, oh, she gets it. Brad's retired law enforcement, so you have a law enforcement wife. That's not her first experience with a bunch of rowdy, drunk or buzzed cops for sure, whatever, drunk probably. And so she was a good sport and she was having fun with it. And so we dropped Tyler off at he was staying at a different hotel.
Right.
Forget which one. And then he comes
downtown.
up and gives us those damn cigars that we promptly smoked when we got back, Tyler, and thank you. Amazing. And I've been given cigars before by the Tilsons. Other people have given to me. It's always awesome, being that I love smoking cigars. So she dropped us off at the hotel, and then we're going to wrap this thing up right on time. It looks like hour and a half. I figured this one would go an hour and a half. Back at our hotel.
Went right to bed.
We just all, shook hands, said that was a great day and a great event. Let's all go back, and read a book and so wind this night down.
Right.
So read a book.
It's been wonderful. Let's call it a night.
Not when you got guys that have been drinking bourbon. Bad decisions are bound to happen.
And Tyler just loaded us up with cigars.
He did, and he loaded.
Started it all over again.
It was fun. We just had such a great day. We didn't want to end it, so we ended up going to the back. Right.
So take that full circle back to where we stopped at. We were talking about the Gambler 500, where those cars were at in that little tiny town. Sarge bought this bottle of whiskey that night. Was it the 1910 or the midnight?
No, it was the midnight.
Buys midnight. Pendleton. He breaks it out.
It was gone.
And we chugged that down pretty quick.
We all got some cups and ice and went to the back of the back door of the
I think
hotel.
everybody got a shot. That was about it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
I tried to take yours. I remember you're like, get out of there. Because
Did you try to take mine?
I finished mine.
Oh, that's right.
And then I might even been Jeff. I don't remember. Somebody had set theirs, or I'd set mine on the back of something there. There was something there. I'd set it on and it got knocked over by somebody. And then whose did I steal when they walked away? And they walked away, and I grabbed theirs. I go, you knocked your drink over there. They're going, oh shit, and just total. They thought that they did it. I didn't. They didn't realize I stole their drink.
Probably Goat. Goat was feeling no pain. Just back on the patio. Oh my God! Smoked those cigars up, and then we were like, okay, now it's complete. Let's call it a night. Let's go back and read our books. Didn't happen either. Jeff used to be more responsible than this.
Yeah. I've made better decisions. But everybody, yeah.
So we went to
back at that same old place.
The Hub City dive.
And it was, walking distance. There was no way we were going to be able to go anywhere else.
Oh no. Some of you barely walked there.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Shit.
It was a lot busier.
It was a lot busier.
A lot more tables full. So
Saturday night. And we straight up got the drunk bar lady that would not leave us alone. Huh? You remember the drunk bar lady? The blonde gal that sat with us for like an hour. She got kicked out. Her and her girlfriends got so drunk.
No, she wasn't a bartender.
No. I mean the bar gal.
The bar gal.
I just call her like the local bar gal.
Yeah.
The drunk bar gal. That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
She sat with us for like over an hour. And I know Ray was like, I wish she'd just leave. She's like this middle-aged gal, and she seriously, they were at a VRBO nearby, I think Bend or something, and she got kicked out because they were drinking and being too loud of a VRBO, her and her girlfriends.
Wow.
And she was telling that story. You don't remember this. Now I know you were loaded then because you heard this whole story too. And she got booted out of this place, and the bartender comes up to me, the gal, and her friend. No, it was the bartender, and she goes, she comes in here all the time. She's actually not, we try not to serve her drinks, but she has people buy them for her and they give them to her.
Oh, is that right?
Because she's the rowdy bar girl that everybody laughs at. And so she came up and they kept serving her waters, but somehow she came to art. This is what she does. She started stealing your guys' drinks, and I watched her. She was grabbing She was grabbing your guys' drinks and stealing. That's how she drinks, because they'll only give her water. She's knowing there.
BK
like she's the drunk bar lady.
And you were there, and
Ray, everybody was there.
Everybody was
there.
there.
Oh no, she was straight. You guys just didn't realize your drinks were getting drank, and you were just ordering more. Which shots were happening too, and she stole a couple of shots too.
Did she?
I was watching because trust me, I had a great buzz going on, and I was still drinking some beer, but I didn't get in that night. I didn't get into any of the hard stuff, so I was watching her. I'm like, she's just working this frickin' table for free drinks because she was trained. Yeah, because the bartender, they kept bringing her waters every
Did they?
yeah, and it was just she'd
I would
push it
think.
aside. She'd just be like, and she's just loaded. So, anyways, it's a funny
I
story.
could have been a victim. I wouldn't pay any attention to her.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, we all were trying not to, but she was just up in the table and trying. Yeah, she's just that problem bar lady that won't go away. The gift that keeps on giving. You're just like, lady.
Who knows how many tables she hit before we got there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Just getting booze wherever she could. But it was a fun night. And did they close? I think they
It
closed.
was a rough morning.
Yeah, it was a rough morning for a few of y'all.
Yeah.
It was a rough morning for me. Tell you that.
You know, it wasn't.
Popeye
as bad
snores really loud.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
When I'm drinking.
Yeah. Exactly.
I actually survived it pretty well considering.
Yeah. Did you survive it pretty well? Yeah.
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 Pretty well considering. That's when we got all spread out in the morning.
Yep. So we'll wrap it up. Let's talk about the next morning. I knew this was coming because I had been watching the weather. I'm like, we're going to get effed on the way home.
Yeah.
And we'll just, so we got out of there late. Black Bear Diner, me, Rick, Goat went to, and who else? Victor was with us. And it took like an hour and a half to get our food. These guys were already done. It was ridiculous. Poor service. It might be because of COVID. I don't know. It was horrible. But we finally ate. We took off. And tell the story real quick. I want to wind this down fairly quickly, but tell the story about just coming out of what was north of us, but the hit and run collision.
Oh shit! So
it was an awesome story.
Ryan needed gas. I think we must already gassed up or
You
something.
did.
I'm not exactly sure.
You did before breakfast, and I got
And we thought that I just assumed you had gas, so we take off going north.
That was my fault. Yeah.
All of a sudden he's not there, but he calls me, and I said, "Okay, we'll pull over. We're on the side of the road. You know, gave him the road name. Here's where we are." And we're sitting there, and this car goes by. It's like bumper to bumper traffic. It's only moving at about 35, 40 miles an hour. It's
Not even that.
It's, you know, some stop and goes here and there. And so anyway, we're stopped literally on the wide shoulder of the road of 97. And here comes this car going by. I don't remember what it is, like a Honda or something. It's a front wheel drive car. And it's dragging the right rear tire.
All
is
locked up.
completely fucking, no, it's folded over.
Well,
it was
yeah.
like folded over up, you know, it was like an A-arm or something had broke. And this thing is, the tire is basically sideways. And it's
to law enforcement, that's a red flag.
Yeah. Something just, right. So all of us, obviously we're all law enforcement. We know something just went awry here.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't right. And it's just smoke just pouring off of this car. I mean, the tire's ready to catch on fire.
And I didn't know this
down
was
the road.
going on because I'm back getting gas.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he goes by. I call 911 and I just go, "Hey, did you guys just have a hit and run that you're looking for?" And she's like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? It's just like, we've done this enough. You know, we know what's going on. And I said, "Well, your vehicle just went by. It's going northbound on 97. It just passed such and such a road." And she's like, "Oh, really?" You know, and then the funny thing is, like, being law enforcement too, she's like, at the end of the conversation, she's like, "What's your phone number?" I go, "I just called you on it. You have my phone number."
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I know how this works.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But it was pretty funny, a thing going by. And then a few miles up the road.
Yeah, he made it quite a ways.
Yeah, he made it further than I thought he would. But she actually told me on the phone, she goes, "Oh, one of our cops just turned on it. And so, you know, he'll be stopping pretty quick." And when we went by a few miles later, he was sitting in the back of the, car.
Because it was north of where we were. Yeah, we felt we were bringing up the rear. Me, Rick, and Goat about 5-10 minutes behind them. We came by the victim car, and the whole road was blocked. And it was not the whole road, but it was slow traffic. And I was like, collision. I go, wonder where vehicle 2 is. I didn't know. I was like, what? Because, I go to collisions all the time. Like, how the fuck did that happen? There's no other car here.
I think there was 3, wasn't there?
I think the other one just stopped. It was a semi, but I don't think it was involved. It stopped and blocked. I could be wrong. But I just saw the dynamics of the collision as I went by and go, that makes no sense right there. And then we find out at the store that you actually called in the hit and run vehicle, and then we see him stopped. Yeah. Anyways, it was kind of funny. Then from there, guys, as we wrap it up, we appreciate y'all being in the chat here. As we wrap it up, it was just a bomb fest on the typical 97.
Yep.
We didn't take the scenic route back. We needed to get home, and we knew rain was coming. We got hit a little bit of rain before we got to Biggs Junction. What else did we? Yeah, so we bought. Basically, we didn't even eat lunch, did we? We just bombed.
We just bombed and
had beef jerky in our saddlebags.
Yeah, a couple of us diverted, wanted to go by the lab store, pick up a couple things at the lab store on the way back, and so
because you guys had to get back to Wenatchee, you had farther than everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, we had an extra 150 miles besides everybody else, and then to divert to go through the Tri-Cities is actually a pretty good diversion.
True.
So we diverted quite a bit. So Ryan had taken off.
I went by myself
on his own from Biggs Junction, and then we started kicking east on was it 84 or something like that?
Yeah, you guys will go east on 84. Yeah,
And you could see the sky getting black.
And black north
And
too.
then,
I think we all got
holy
fucked.
shit! It opened up, and
You guys too.
absolute downpour. Now,
I have GoPro of it. I had standing water coming
did we.
through I-82. I was like, I had to slow down. I was like, holy shit, I'm in a hydroplane. I couldn't see.
That's what I was
I'm by
worried about.
myself. I'm like, shit, this is.
the guys behind us, because me and Sturgis were up in the front, and whoever was directly behind us, they said that we actually disappeared. They go, we couldn't see your bikes anymore.
Shit,
and I
that's how
slowed
bad
down
it
about
was.
I slowed down to probably 40 miles an hour at that point. It was you just couldn't see shit.
Yep.
And it was standing water on the road, and I was the same way. I was worried about hydroplaning. Not too good to do on a bike.
No.
And of course, I was using one of the best, sleekest biker grippers
Oh,
on the
yeah.
planet, and my phone got fucked.
I had my waterproof case on when I travel.
Yeah.
I put a life-proof case on
I
it so I
should.
can run through the rain like that.
Well, I got a real quick story on that.
Yeah,
on
go
that.
ahead.
From Biggs to Tri-Cities. From Biggs to Tri-Cities, when I put my helmet on, I got to take my glasses off and then slip them back on. Well, I forgot.
To put your glasses back
we're,
on.
We're riding
Oh,
about 5 miles east of Biggs. I'm looking at the gauge, and I can tell by the gauge, that my glasses aren't on. Oh God, I'd left them on the rear seat.
Oh no, not just in a bag or a pocket.
No. So we get to Tri-Cities. And all along I think, well, shit happens. $350 piece,
Been there.
Shit
Yeah.
happens. Well, I get something out of the tour pack, lift it up, and look over the side. They had slid down
You got to be
on
kidding.
the side. These glasses right here rode that whole route.
We had somebody
through
else-
that storm.
Me.
It was
Yeah,
you.
just-
Sunglasses, yeah.
They slipped down in there, got below the speaker.
Yeah.
And just got wedged in there with the side bag and rode the whole way.
Sometimes you get
I thought,
lucky in life, right?
Very lucky, yeah. So how
Sometimes-
far was that? I don't know how many hundreds of miles. I mean, it was a shitstorm too.
Yeah.
that one patch that we
nasty.
had was nasty.
It was just a shitty day like that.
Yeah.
And no matter which direction you went, I just saw it coming, got pissed on a little bit. Then I hit Union Gap,
Yeah.
I-82 there, and it just fucking opened up. And that's only like 10 miles from my house it rained most of the way, but it was lighter, just typical shit we ride in. But when it hit sideways, it was like my bike still has not been washed. Did you see my bike?
No, I washed mine today. Was the first time.
Did you? I got to wash mine, just at least a scrub with some Bike Bright.
So it was
before.
crazy. Is my phone? You could hear like people texting me, the group me going off. Phone calls would come in, but I couldn't do anything. It was just the cover was black. It just was toast. So I took it in. They took it apart and dried everything out, and it worked for a little tiny bit, like maybe a couple hours, and then it started getting real dim down on the bottom, and then pretty soon it kind of went all to shit. But anyway, then it started ghost texting on me, or ghost tapping or something they call it.
Yeah. Where it's opening shit up for you and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If I have it open, it'll start opening up all kinds of shit, and I'm like, oh,
I had a
fuck, don't
computer
get
once that
off
did
of
that. My work computer. I'm like, hey, shit's moving around and open. I'm like, what are you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And then here's where we were talking about earlier is the ghost tapping. So it starts going, and it's like trying to put my code in, right, to open up my phone.
Pornhub.com.
Exactly. And so it sits there and it's tapping on, and your iPhone will like lock you out for 1 minute. Once you try it a couple times and you don't get it right, lock you out for 5 minutes. Then it starts locking me out for like 15 hours and shit. I'm like, ruh-roh. And I should have just shut it off like when it started doing it. I
Right.
didn't really think about it, and then it permanently shut itself off, and it's like you can't get in.
Because it's like it's stolen, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So then I had to take it back in. They put a new screen on it, but then by that point, I had to go into, I was telling you earlier,
iTunes and try to reset your
and
account.
completely erase the phone, everything in there, and restart the phone as if it was brand new.
Yep.
So I lost some stuff. Yeah, I didn't have some of the stuff back. I got all my phone numbers and shit like that, but lost some others. So that's why when we got here today, normally I have my YouTube account or my YouTube app and everything like that. It's just been on my phone, and I never fuck with it. I never log out. I never do anything, right? I just open it up and it's, my account. So when we got here today, that's why I couldn't log in. All that shit had been erased. I hadn't put that app on there yet.
Yeah, dude.
That was awesome.
That sucks. Oh my God, that sucks. Yeah. it was definitely wet enough. I would agree that might happen to your phone, depending on what model it is. The newer ones would have handled that because they're waterproof. You do want to unplug your plug, though, from that. Yeah. So Popeye's sitting here. Is that a new phone completely? Or
no, just a
fixed
screen.
one?
This is actually this phone is only probably a year, 6 months old, maybe something like that. And I've already had to replace the screen twice.
Good God.
Kind of hard on my other one. I never had to, but yeah.
You just been hard on it?
I've been hard on this one.
All right, guys. That's about anything else as we go do a round table here real quick. And then I'm going to go throw some asada skirt steak on the barbecue. The wife's got it all ready for me. We're going to go have a little feast, and then we're going to record another episode. And don't forget, all you patron members, we will be posting this next episode in the back end of your account. Even though it's not live, you will have access to it months before. So anything, gentlemen?
No, good episode.
I'm good. Yep.
Thanks, guys. It was good.
Thanks to Brad putting all together. That's the biggest thing I've got.
Yep. Amen to that. Thanks, everybody, for being here in the live chat. We love our patron members. We want you to become a patron so you can be here. You can get access to all this crazy stuff and these patron events, and you can get access to this private Facebook group and all the other benefits and T-shirts and stickers and all that. But if you can't become a patron for whatever reason, you do want to support us via a flat donation. Of course, we never balk at a flat donation. These people left flat donations: James Petrie of Kenmore, New York, Richard Archer and Richard Brierly of Eastern Hampton, New Jersey, lawabidingbikers.com/donate. And yes, you heard, I've got to clean my bike before Sturgis because I went through that rainstorm, and now it's been sitting here for weeks just crusting on there. I'm going to hit it with some Bike Bright, guys. That's all I'm going to use. Bike Bright, it's a spray motorcycle cleaner and degreaser. It's a wet wash. So, of course, we use Bug Slide for maintenance in between. But when you got to wet wash it, and this needs to be wet washed for sure, it's going to be Bike Bright. Absolutely the best wet wash motorcycle cleaner on the market. Bike Bright, tried and tested by the Law Abiding Biker Group, and it is our #1 go-to wet wash motorcycle cleaner. Super foaming triple action formula gets in all those cracks and crevices. You know how we don't like dirty crevices. Oh, we don't like dirty crevices, Sturgis, Jeff. Nobody likes a dirty crevice.
No.
You know. All right, easy as pie. Spray it on, let it soak, and rinse it off, Bikeaholics. It makes this job easy. I used to hate washing my bike. This makes it a lot easier. Then get out there and spend some more freaking time riding, and I'll be all shined up for Sturgis, and by day one, it'll look like shit again.
Yep.
But I'll at least feel good about leaving with a clean bike.
Just used it today.
You did?
Just washed my bike right today.
You did, that's right. Yeah. And we'll be taking
it was a mess.
Bug Slide along with us, of course, during our Sturgis trip, because that's how we maintain on these long trips, because you really don't have time to wet wash it, but you can at least, especially for the face shield of the helmet and all that, I use it daily to get all them the day's buildup of bugs off, guys. Thanks for being here, and a lot of you hear us talking about Sturgis. If you're not a patron member and you don't have early access, well, you're going to be hearing this in like September, October, or November, and Sturgis will be well past. But nonetheless, we wanted to get that out. There you go.